Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a past mistake or regret, and with every step, the weight gets heavier, slowing you down. Now, picture yourself letting go of that backpack, feeling lighter, more free. What would it be like to walk without that burden? In life, we all carry our own versions of that backpack. It might be a mistake you made years ago, a missed opportunity, or something you said that you can't take back. But what if I told you that your past doesn't have to define your future? What if you could master the art of letting go? Let me tell you a story. There was once a wise monk who lived in a remote village. People from all over the land would come to him for advice. One day, a young man, burdened with guilt and regret, approached the monk. He said, "I made terrible mistakes in my past. I hurt people, I've hurt myself, and every day I feel weighed down by it all. I can't move forward." The monk smiled gently and led him to a river. He picked up a large stone and handed it to the young man. "Hold this stone," the monk instructed. The man, confused, held the stone. After a few minutes, the monk asked, "Is it heavy?" "Yes," the young man replied. The monk then said, "Now drop it." The young man dropped the stone, and the monk asked again, "Is it still heavy?" The man smiled, realizing the lesson. "No, it's not." The monk looked at him and said, "Your past mistakes are like that stone. The moment you choose to let them go, they no longer weigh you down. We often hold on to our mistakes and regrets as if they define us, but the truth is, they only define us for as long as we allow them to." Like the young man in the story, many of us keep holding that stone, not realizing that the weight is optional. But how do we actually let go? How do we move forward when the past feels so heavy? Point 1, acceptance. The first step to overcoming past mistakes and regrets is acceptance. This may sound simple, but it is perhaps the most challenging aspect of letting go. Why? Because most of us resist the reality of the past. We replay scenarios in our heads over and over again, thinking that somehow we can change the outcome by thinking about it differently. But the truth is, no amount of mental gymnastics will change what has already happened. The past is immutable. The more you fight it, the more power it holds over you. When you accept your past, you liberate yourself from the mental battle you've been waging with it. Acceptance is not about condoning what happened or pretending it wasn't painful. It's about recognizing that the past is unchangeable and that continuing to focus on it only adds to your suffering. Imagine you're in a boat rowing down a river, but instead of rowing forward, you're constantly looking backward, trying to row in the wrong direction. Acceptance allows you to turn your gaze forward, toward the open water ahead. The key is to embrace the fact that every experience, no matter how painful, has shaped you into who you are today. You wouldn't be the person you are without your mistakes. Once you accept this, you can begin to use your past as a source of strength rather than a source of pain. Point 2, learn from your mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are life's greatest teachers. The second step to overcoming past mistakes and regrets is to learn from them. This is the pivotal shift that turns your regret into a stepping stone for future growth. Think about some of the most successful people in the world: Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Thomas Edison. They all faced setbacks, failures, and mistakes, but they didn't let those moments define them. Instead, they took what they learned from their failures and used that knowledge to succeed later. When you look at your mistakes through the lens of learning, they stop being a source of shame and start becoming a tool for personal evolution. Ask yourself, what did that mistake teach me? What did I gain from that experience? How can I apply those lessons moving forward? It's crucial to shift your perspective from, "Why did this happen to me?" to "What is this trying to teach me?" Every experience, no matter how negative it may seem, comes with a lesson. It's up to you to find it. Learning from your mistakes doesn't mean that you forget about them. It means you extract the value from them. And remember, life is a process of trial and error. You wouldn't shame a child for falling while learning to walk. Why do that to yourself? Each misstep is simply part of the journey. Point 3, forgive yourself. Perhaps the hardest part of letting go of past mistakes is forgiving yourself. Self-forgiveness is a crucial step because without it, the guilt and shame of the past will continue to haunt you. Many people think that by holding on to guilt, They are somehow punishing themselves for their mistakes, but in reality, all they're doing is prolonging their own suffering. You are human, and part of being human is making mistakes. But here's the important part. You are not your mistakes. The things you've done don't define your worth as a person. Holding on to guilt keeps you stuck in the past, while forgiving yourself opens the door to healing. Think of self-forgiveness as an act of kindness toward yourself. Imagine a close friend came to you with the same mistakes you've made. Would you condemn them forever? Of course not. You would encourage them to move forward and learn from their experience. Yet, we often treat ourselves much more harshly than we would treat others. It's time to extend that same compassion to yourself. Forgiving yourself isn't about pretending that what happened was okay. It's about releasing the toxic cycle of self-blame. Remember, forgiveness is for you, not the past. By forgiving yourself, you free yourself from the emotional chains that have been keeping you stuck. So ask yourself, are you ready to give yourself the same kindness that you would offer someone else? You deserve it. You are worthy of moving on. Point 4, focus on the present. The fourth step in letting go is to focus on the present. When we dwell on past mistakes and regrets, we rob ourselves of the only time we truly have control over, the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is yet to be written, but today, this moment right now, is within your power. The more time you spend thinking about what you could have done differently in the past, the less time you have to actually live your life. Imagine driving a car while constantly staring in the rearview mirror. You wouldn't be able to see the road ahead, and you'd likely crash. The same is true in life. If you're always looking backward, you miss the opportunities that are right in front of you. Focusing on the present doesn't mean that you forget your past or pretend it didn't happen. It means choosing to invest your energy into what you can control, which is your life right now. Every day is a new chance to make different choices, to build new habits, and to take small steps toward the life you want. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in this process. By staying anchored in the present, you stop your mind from drifting into the past, replaying regrets or mistakes. One simple practice is to start each day with a focus on what you can accomplish today. Not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Your life is a collection of present moments. The more you make the most of now, the more you'll build a future that you can be proud of, and the less power your past will have over you. Point 5, letting go as a daily practice. Finally, letting go is not something you do once and never think about again. It's a daily practice. Each day presents new challenges, and some of those challenges may stir up old regrets. You might wake up one morning feeling completely free, only to have a past memory sneak back into your thoughts later that day. And that's okay. The art of letting go is like working out a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger you become at releasing what no longer serves you. This is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing every day to release the emotional weight of your past and focus on what lies ahead. This daily practice could take many forms. It might be meditation, journaling, or simply a moment of quiet reflection where you remind yourself that you are no longer that person who made those mistakes. You've grown, you've learned, and you're continuing to evolve. As you practice letting go each day, you'll notice that the grip of your past will loosen. Over time, those heavy feelings will become lighter. You'll start to notice that the things that once haunted you no longer have the same power over your life. Letting go is a journey, not a destination. Each day offers a new opportunity to release a little more, to forgive a little deeper, and to embrace the present with a clearer mind and a lighter heart. The art of letting go isn't about forgetting your past or pretending it never happened. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and then releasing its hold on you. You have the power to rewrite the story of your life, starting today. So drop the stone, let go of what no longer serves you, and watch how light and free your life becomes. You deserve that freedom. You deserve to walk forward without the burden of your past. It's time to stop looking back and start building the future you truly desire. Remember, your past is just one chapter of your life story. The pen is in your hands now. Let go of the past and write a new chapter filled with strength, growth, and endless possibilities.